Hello everyone, Skype here, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to get a good setup using the basic MSNR and basic SMC. Okay, so just the basic MSNR and the basic SMC structure. Now I'm not saying this is your key to profitability though, but if you are struggling with strategy, you should consider this. It is very simple, no much logic, and it is actually effective. Okay, alright, so as you can see, the rules are already listed here. First of all, you need a daily rejection, right? So daily rejects daily, or weekly rejects weekly. That's the first rule. Now you need secondly, you need the H4 breakout or daily breakout. Now let's say for daily rejects daily, you need H4 breakout. Why for weekly rejects weekly, you need daily breakout? Okay, then the third rule, you need the basic SMC structure for H1. That's if you have daily rejects daily and H4 breakout, you need H1 SMC structure. Okay, why if you have weekly rejects weekly and daily breakout, you need H4 SMC structure. Okay, so this structure needs to be clear. This structure needs to be clear, and it needs to produce a clear order block or breaker block. Okay, these are the only entry levels I use. Okay, so I'll just run you through um, um, rejections and breakouts, okay, and the SMC structure. Okay, so for the MSNR structure, so let's say we have I won't be able to go through everything here, so I'm just trying to give an illustration. Okay, so for those of you that already know the basic MSNR, we have the A shape, the V shape, the QM, the OCL, the BQM, which is the broken QM or fade QM, or fade left shoulder, whichever. Which shoulder do we have? Okay, I think we have about 5. Alright, so that's it. So let's assume we have this is our daily time frame. Let's assume this is our daily time frame, and then we have this V-shape rejection. Okay, so we have this V-chip here, and then price gets to and then price gets to our key level, okay, and then rejected, leaving a wick behind. Alright, so let's see, this is our daily key level, and this is where when price actually tapped and rejected. Alright, so let's see on the 4-hour time frame, these are 4-hour time frame. So this is price reacting to our daily key level. Alright, and let's say we have a breakout here. Sorry, made a mistake. Okay, alright, so these are our daily time frame. Let's assume this is our daily time frame, and this is our H4 time frame. So this is our daily key level, right, which price rejected from, and then on the H4 we have a breakout. Okay, so this is the first step. Alright, then thirdly, you want to look for an SMC structure, bullish SMC structure from this level. Okay, now it's actually the most basic form of SMC structure. I don't think there's actually no much logic on this. You just need um, the break of structure. Okay, so break of structure, inducement, and then an order block. Okay, so let's say this is it. So this is our order block. Okay, so this is our order block. Now remember, this is on the 1 hour time frame. This should be on the 1 hour time frame. So this is our inducement. Okay, and this is our order block. Alright, so expectation price would get to the order block and then buy. Okay, vice versa for sale. Alright, so for your target, actually your target should either be the next drawn liquidity for your entry time frame. Okay, so let's assume this is our H1 time frame. Okay, our H1 time frame. So our target would be either this or an opposing key level from the daily time frame. Alright, either the drawn liquidity, next drawn liquidity on our entry time frame, or the next opposing key level from the entry time frame. Alright, simple for weekly, same thing for weekly. So let's assume this is our weekly time frame. We have this V-shaped price tap and reject, and now we have here a daily breakout. So this is what we'll be looking out for on the on the H4 time frame. Okay, so that's that. Okay, mind you, I actually use this for buyers most of the times. I also use this for buyers most of the times. Okay, most especially when it's weekly, rejects weekly, so I actually use this for buyers. Alright, so let's go to the charts. Let me look for an example. I'm going to be using some recent price action. I won't be going back. I'll just use some recent price action. So maybe I'll just give 3 examples on this. You can go ahead and back test after watching this video. Alright, so let me look for an example. Okay guys, so I think I found one example here on ARUSD. Okay, so first we have this this SBR key level. As you can see, price tapped on the SBR key level. You can see, okay, price tapped and rejected. Now let's see what H4 is doing. Okay, now price tapped on this SBR, daily SBR, and rejected. Now you can see on the H4 time frame we have a breakout after the tap. Right, we have a breakout here. Okay, so now on the H1 time frame, and mind you, sometimes it's not actually especially for the daily, it's not always going to be clear on the H1 time frame. Okay, it's not always going to be clear, like super clear. Okay, sometimes you might want to scale down. Alright, sometimes, not all the time, you might want to scale down for clearer view. Alright, so now we have our break of structure here. Okay, and then we have our inducement here. Now this is an order block. Okay, but let's assume because me personally, I love using the engulfing pattern of order block. Right, let's like the bearish engulfing order block. So I actually didn't take mine from this level, so I scaled down to 30 minutes. Let's see what 30 minutes has for us. Okay, so now you can see the whole area. this is a breaker block. Alright, so we have this as a breaker block. Right, now this is our area of interest. This is our level for entry, okay, from the breaker block. Remember, that level is also, that breaker block level is also a key level on the 1 hour time frame. You can see closer to this OC here. Alright, so you can see what do we have here, the set structure. Alright, let me try to, hold on, breaker structure, inducement, and tap on our other block. Okay, so you can see this is it, the breaker structure. Inducement, our other block or breaker block. Alright, so that's simply what we have here. Now remember, I said our entry is either going to be the next drawn liquidity or the next opposing next drawn liquidity on the entry time frame, or the next opposing key level from the higher time frame. Alright, so this is the next opposing key level. Right, but I won't be looking at that, rather I'll be looking at this level. So let's see what we've done so far with this. Okay, so this will be our target. Okay, so you can see it's actually a nice trade, right? It was actually a nice trade. Let me look for another example. So we have same thing or similar thing happened here on GBP USD. Okay, daily time frame. Now you can see daily, reject daily, that's SBR. Okay, so rejected, and then a 4-hour breakout. Okay, now I want to be looking at what the 1 hour has for us. Alright, now here on the 1 hour we have a breakout structure, and we have inducement here. Okay, so first of all, this should be our target. So this is the opposing key level, but then I'll be looking at this. Okay, alright, so we have our breakout structure, inducement, but we don't have our clear order block, by the way. So let's see what 45 minutes has. Now you can see here on the 45-minute time frame we have this clear breaker block. Right, so you can see that will be it. So that's it, as simple. Let me give one more example. So we also have similar, let's check this, NZD USD. Okay, same thing, price reject from the SBR. give a 4-hour breakout. Okay, 4-hour breakout. Now let's see. The 1 hour. This is not so clear, by the way. So on the 1 hour, okay. And the 1 hour, this should be our breakout structure. And this is not so clear, right? I won't say this type of trade is for someone that's let's say new to this. So you might want to mark your breakout structure from here, but that's not a breakout structure, by the way. But then we have at this level, okay, we have this as a breakout, body to body breakout, which also you can use it as well. And also we have this this is a full breakout structure or market structure shift, this. Alright, so we have that, but we can't get any clear entry from here. Let's see. So 25 minutes. Okay, so here on 30 minutes time frame, we have this as our inducement, right? And then we have this level, a key level, and order block. Order block is also a key level actually. So for a trade like this, when you actually don't know where you want to be targeting, probably you'll be looking at this level. So you could just, for me, what I normally do is I'll extend my take profit to just 5 RR. Okay, I extend, mind you, that's just based on hope. Actually, there's nothing giving you that confidence that price will get to that level. Okay, so I will just something like this. Okay, so that's it for this simple setup. It's actually simple. You can go ahead to backtest and check it out for yourself. Okay, it's actually simple. I've been using it from the start of this year actually. Okay, I've been using it from the start of this year. It has been giving me good setup, good bias, because for using weekly time frame, I necessarily don't use it for immediate entry. I use it mostly to get bias. Okay, I don't use it for bias, and I wait for price to get to my order block or breaker block, and then I'll start looking for lower time frame entries. Alright, so for those of you that are on my Telegram channel, you should look at the first AUD USD trade bias that I dropped. This was exactly what I used. And that setup actually gave us clean trade, even though it was delayed, so we deleted our order. Okay, so that's it for these guys. You can go ahead, back test, and that will be totally fine. Alright, hey guys, don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe to the channel. Alright, thanks, and bye for now.